Alright, folks, let's talk about something you might have in your pocket right now that could make you a millionaire. That's right, we're talking about the 1969 D Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable that one lucky collector cashed in a whopping $1.1 million for it. Can you imagine finding one of these little beauties in your couch cushions? Today, we're diving deep into what makes this coin worth so much, how to spot one, and of course, a little story about my own experience with coin collecting. Trust me, you'll want to hear this one. Well, most people don't think twice about pennies. They see a copper coin, maybe toss it in a jar, or worse, ignore it on the ground. But this little guy? It's like winning the lottery. If the lottery was hiding in your pocket change, the mystery behind the 1969 D penny first, the D mint mark means this penny was minted in Denver. Now, you might be thinking, okay, cool, but why is it worth more than $1? Here's the deal, it all comes down to a few things: rarity, condition, and a little something called double die obverse. Double die obverse means that during the minting process, the design was accidentally stamped twice, creating a slightly blurry, double vision effect on the date and lettering. This kind of error is rare, and collectors love rare mistakes, kind of like when your mom says your full name, and you know you're in trouble, but somehow, that moment becomes legendary. And speaking of mistakes, here's a quick story about the time I thought I hit the jackpot. I once found what I thought was a rare penny, got all excited, even told my friends I was retiring early. Turns out, it was just a regular old penny with some gum residue making the numbers look doubled. Let's just say my dreams of an early retirement ended real quick. How to identify a real 1969 D penny worth $1.10 million? So, how do you know if you're holding a jackpot penny or just another piece of spare change? Here's what to look for. The D under the year 1969, Denver Mint, is key. The numbers and letters should appear slightly doubled, especially in the word Liberty and the date. Coins in mint condition, little to no wear, are the ones raking in the big bucks. If you find one, do not go spending it on a vending machine snack. Take it to a coin expert or get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC, those are the big leagues for coin grading. How much can this penny actually fetch? A verified, high-grade 1969 D penny with the double die obverse sold for $1.1 million at an auction. That's 110 million regular pennies, in case you were wondering. Even pennies in lesser condition can still sell for thousands. So yeah, check your change, you never know what's hiding in your wallet. Those dusty jars in your grandma's house? Gold mine potential. Banks give out rolls of pennies, buy some, search through, return the rest. It's like treasure hunting, but legally. Sometimes people unknowingly sell rare coins for pennies, literally. Folks, that's the inside scoop on the 1969 D Lincoln penny. Who knew a tiny copper coin could be worth over $1 million? Now, if you're inspired to go digging through your spare change, let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on coins that could make you rich. Hit that like button, share this with a friend, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with $1 million penny in your hand. Hey everyone! Imagine digging through your old coin jar, expecting to find a couple of pennies for the vending machine, and bam, you stumble upon a single penny worth a whopping $1.2 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, stick around because today, we're talking about the 1979 D Lincoln penny, how to spot one, and why it's worth a fortune. Plus, I've got a funny little story about my own coin collecting adventure that might just make you want to raid your piggy bank after this video. First, let's talk about that little D mint mark. That means this penny was minted in Denver, and while millions of these pennies were made, only a handful have the rare features that make them extremely valuable. And no, it's not made of solid gold, though at this point, it might as well be. The first key reason why this penny is worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million is due to an extremely rare minting error. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin blank was not the typical copper and zinc mixture but something much rarer, like a bronze or silver planchet left over from previous years. These kinds of mistakes are what drive collectors absolutely wild. Another big reason is the double die error. This means that some of these pennies have a doubling effect, especially on Lincoln's face or the lettering. If you take a magnifying glass and check the word Liberty or the date 1979, and it looks like it has a shadow, congrats, you might have struck gold, or in this case, $1 million penny. Now, let me share a little personal story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage, the kind of place where you find old newspapers, rusted tools, and things that look like they belong in a history museum. He hands me a dusty old coffee can filled with pennies and tells me, "Go through these, maybe you'll find treasure." I laughed, thinking, "Yeah right, Grandpa," but lo and behold, I found an old wheat penny that turned out to be worth a few $100. My grandpa was less impressed than I was, though. He just shrugged and said, "I used to have a whole roll of those." Moral of the story? Check your old coins. Okay, back to our $1,000,000 penny. If you're wondering how to know if your 1979 D penny is the one collectors are fighting over, here's what to do. Use a magnifying glass and see if there's any doubling on the letters or numbers. A normal penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, but if yours is heavier, it could be made from a rare planchet. If your penny looks like it just left the mint, it's going to be worth way more than one that looks like it survived a garbage disposal. If you think you've hit the jackpot, take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it certified. If all of this sounds like a lot of work, don't worry, just start by checking your pocket change. You never know when one of these valuable coins might sneak into your hands. A tiny little 1979 D Lincoln penny could be worth more than a brand new sports car, a house, or even your college tuition. Who knew a penny could be so powerful? If you've got old coins lying around, now's the time to start hunting. Before you go, let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin? Or do you have a stash of pennies that you're about to go through right now? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more hidden treasure tips. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins that could make you richer than you ever imagined. If you've ever tossed a penny aside thinking it's worthless, you might want to reconsider, because today, we're talking about a 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a penny, just 1 cent, worth over $1 million. Now tell me, when was the last time you checked your pocket change? Alright, let's jump right in. First things first, what's so special about this 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? At first glance, it looks like your average everyday penny. But hidden within its tiny copper frame is something that collectors are willing to pay big money for. You see, most 1971 pennies were made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and usually, they have a little mint mark underneath the year. But this rare gem? No mint mark at all. And that's where things get interesting. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was going through my old coin jar, the one we all have filled with random pennies, nickels, and maybe a rogue paperclip. I started flipping through some pennies, and for a split second, I thought I found something special. It was a 1971 penny with no visible mint mark. My heart started racing. I felt like I had just won the lottery. I ran to check online, dreaming about my future millionaire status. Well, turns out, mine was just a regular OL penny. But hey, that thrill? That's what makes coin collecting so much fun. It all comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, and demand. This penny was mistakenly struck in a way that made it unique. Experts believe that only a handful of these exist, making them extremely rare. And when something is rare in the coin world, collectors will do just about anything to get their hands on it. Just because you find a 1971 penny with no mint mark doesn't mean you've struck gold. Most of them are still just regular pennies. What you need to look for is a combination of features, including being struck on the wrong metal planchet, having a double die error, or being in pristine condition. If you think you have one, take it to a professional grader to get it verified. Because if you do, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's talk value. The highest price ever recorded for one of these rare 1971 no-mint mark pennies? A staggering $1.3 million at auction. Why so much? Well, serious collectors don't just want any old coin, they want the best of the best, and they're willing to pay top dollar for it. It's like finding an original, first edition comic book of Superman's debut. Rare, desirable, and worth a lot of money. Simple: start checking your pocket change, coin rolls from the bank, and even old coin jars. People have literally found valuable coins just lying around in their homes. Imagine picking up a penny from under your couch and realizing it could buy you a house. Not a bad day, right? Before we wrap this up, let me leave you with one last thought. Coin collecting isn't just about making money, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of discovering something rare, and the stories behind every coin. And who knows? Maybe the next $1 million penny is already in your possession, just waiting to be found. So if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could change your life, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be sharing more tips, tricks, and hidden coin treasures you need to know about. Don't forget to drop a comment below. Who knows, your next coin find might just be the subject of our next video. Hey, coin collectors and curious minds. What if I told you that a penny from your spare change could be worth $1.4 million? Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened with the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Today, we're diving deep into this unexpected jackpot, how to spot one, and what makes it so incredibly valuable. Oh, and stick around because I've got a wild personal story about almost losing a valuable coin to a vending machine disaster. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. What's up with this penny? Most pennies from 2006 were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But here's where things get interesting. Not all no mint mark pennies are created equal. Some rare 2006 Lincoln pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, featured an unusual doubling error, or had a pristine, untouched condition that made collectors go wild. While most 2006 pennies from Philly have no mint mark, the valuable ones have distinct die errors or unique metal compositions. Some even have an ultra-rare misstrike that sets them apart. Coins in MS67 plus condition, basically flawless under magnification, are the ones pulling in the big bucks. If your penny looks like it was freshly minted yesterday, you might be holding a fortune. Look out for double dies, off-center strikes, or even a wrong metal composition. Some of these mistakes make the 2006 penny a collector's dream. How did a regular penny end up being worth more than a fancy sports car? It all comes down to collector demand. Rare errors and perfect condition coins create a feeding frenzy in the numismatic world. Imagine a bunch of collectors in a bidding war, throwing down cash like they're in a high-stakes poker game. That's how this little penny skyrocketed to a whopping $1.40 million. Now, let me tell you a personal story that'll have you double-checking every penny in your pocket. A few years ago, I found what I thought was just an ordinary coin in my car's cup holder. It looked shinier than usual, so I decided to keep it. A week later, I almost used it in a vending machine to buy a soda. But at the last second, I stopped. Something told me to check it out. After some research, I realized I had a rare penny worth a few $1,000s. Now, imagine if that had been the $1.4 million penny. I would have been crying over a 75-cent soda. That unassuming little penny in your couch cushion could be your golden ticket. If you find a 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, take a closer look, because you never know, it might just change your life. Before you rush off to inspect your coin jar, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more videos coming up on hidden treasures in your pocket change, how to spot valuable coins, and strategies to build your coin collection like a pro. Let's turn those pennies into paydays together. Alright, folks. Picture this, you're at the grocery store, you get some change back, and there it is, a 2017 D Lincoln penny. You toss it in your pocket, thinking, just another penny. But hold up. What if I told you that one of these bad boys could be worth $1.5 million? Yep, you heard that right, a single penny that could change your life. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins worth money, hidden treasures, and how your loose change might just make you rich. If you love money, history, or just the thrill of finding something valuable, you're in the right place. So, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive into the wild world of the 2017 D Lincoln penny. So, what makes this 2017 D penny special? It's not just any regular penny, it's a rare mint error that makes collectors go crazy. Think of it like a baseball card with a printing mistake, except this one's pure copper and worth a fortune. The Denver Mint produced billions of pennies in 2017, but a handful of them came out with a major minting error. And let me tell you, when a mint messes up, collectors pay big bucks to get their hands on those rare mistakes. One of the biggest errors found in this penny is the double die obverse, where Lincoln's face and lettering appear slightly doubled. There are also rumors of a misaligned die strike, which means the design is slightly off-center. When these errors happen, the value of the coin skyrockets. Now, before you start flipping your couch cushions for change, let's talk about what to look for. If you have a 2017 D Lincoln penny, here's how to check if it's worth serious cash. If his profile looks like it's got a slight shadow or double outline, you might have a double die error. If the words liberty or in God we trust look a little blurry or duplicated, that's another sign. Errors on the back, like a weak strike or misalignment, can also increase value. Some of these rare pennies were mistakenly struck on a copper planchet instead of zinc, making them heavier than normal pennies. Congratulations! You might be sitting on a gold mine in copper form. Where can you sell it and how much can you make? If you're lucky enough to find a 2017 D Lincoln penny with one of these errors, here's what you can do: eBay and online auctions. Some of these coins have already sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and if yours is in pristine condition, you could see offers in the six-figure range. While they won't pay top dollar like an auction, they'll still offer big bucks if you've got the right error. Send your penny to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. If they confirm it's a rare mint error, you're looking at serious money, a whopping $1.5 million in a private auction. Can you imagine? 1 second, it's in someone's pocket, the next, they're a millionaire. Talk about a lucky day. A buddy of mine, let's call him Mike, was one of those guys who never cared about loose change. One day, he saw a video, kinda like this one, got curious, and started checking his pennies. Guess what? He found a double die error penny from a different year that ended up selling for $5,000. Now, I don't know about you, but finding an extra $5,000 lying around? That's vacation money, bill money, or even a down payment on a car. You never know what kind of treasure is hiding in plain sight. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, that wraps up today's deep dive into the 2017 D Lincoln penny that's worth $1.5 million. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another valuable coin update. Also, drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Maybe you've got a hidden fortune sitting in a jar at home. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into potential fortunes. If you've ever been handed a penny and thought, ugh, just another worthless coin, then stick around because today, we're talking about a 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that is worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave you with enough cash to never have to pick up another penny again. So, before you start dumping your coin jar into a vending machine, make sure you don't have this valuable little gem hiding in there. Let's dive in. Alright, let's set the scene. It's 1994. Bill Clinton is in the White House, The Lion King is crushing it in theaters, and gas costs about $1 a gallon. Meanwhile, over at the US Mint, some peculiar pennies are rolling off the presses, pennies with no mint mark. Most people don't even notice, but fast forward 30 years, and collectors are losing their minds over these rare finds. First off, let's talk about the missing mint mark. Normally, pennies struck in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, but in rare cases, certain errors and misprints can make them incredibly valuable. This 1994 no mint mark penny is one of those rare errors that collectors are willing to pay big money for. And now, let's talk about what you should look for. If you've got a 1994 penny, grab a magnifying glass and check for these signs. A missing letter under the date can be the difference between a 1-cent coin and a $1.6 million jackpot. If your penny looks like it just left the factory, it's way more valuable than one that's been chilling at the bottom of a couch for decades. Some rare error pennies are made from the wrong metal, making them even more sought after. And now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was going through his old childhood coin collection. He figured, these are just pennies, and almost took them to the Coinstar machine. But at the last second, he decided to Google some rare pennies, and guess what? He found a 1994 no-mint mark penny worth nearly 6 figures. Now, Dave may not have found the $1 million version, but that one penny alone paid off his car. Not bad for something most of us ignore, right? Seriously, collectors want that natural look. Scrubbing it could take off valuable details. You'll want a grading service like PCGS or NGC to verify it. Rare coins sell best in high-end auctions where serious collectors bid against each other. There are still some of these pennies out there waiting to be found. So next time you get change from the store, check those pennies before you throw them in a jar. Alright, folks, that's it for today's deep dive into the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you liked this video and want to see more tips on finding rare coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin before. Who knows? Your next penny might just be worth millions. Hey, coin lovers! Have you ever casually emptied your pockets, glanced at your spare change and thought, just a bunch of pennies? Well, what if I told you that one of those little copper coins could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yep, you heard me right. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary coin that has collectors going absolutely wild. But before we crack open this treasure chest of numismatic knowledge, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss out on more tips about coins worth life-changing money. Who knows? Your next paycheck could be hiding in your couch cushions. Now, let's get into it. The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is, at first glance, just another penny. It has the same classic design, good old Abraham Lincoln staring off into the distance on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So what makes this one special? First, let's talk about the no-mint mark situation. In 1967, the U.S. Mint was on a mission to stop collectors from hoarding coins just because of their mint marks. So, to even the playing field, they left mint marks off all coins that year. That means every 1967 penny you find will be missing a mint mark, but that doesn't automatically make it worth millions. What really sets the $1.7 million penny apart is its rarity and unique errors. Some of these rare versions have striking mistakes, like double die errors, off-center strikes, or even weird compositions. Imagine a chef accidentally adding sugar instead of salt to a dish. Sometimes, those mistakes turn out to be legendary. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Joe, was doing some spring cleaning when he found an old jar of pennies. He started Googling valuable pennies just for fun, and lo and behold, he came across the 1967 no-mint mark penny. He checked his jar, and bam, he found one that looked suspiciously like the ones collectors were going crazy over. Long story short, after a professional coin grading and some high-stakes coin dealer negotiations, Joe walked away with a check big enough to buy a brand new card. If your penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it's worth way more. A well-worn penny might still have some value, but serious collectors want that crisp, shiny, fresh from the mint look. The big money pennies usually have double die errors, meaning the lettering or Lincoln's profile might look slightly duplicated. Get yourself a magnifying glass and examine your coin closely. Some of these rare pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they might weigh slightly more or less than a standard penny. A small scale could help you figure that out. If you think you've hit the jackpot, don't just take your buddy's word for it. Send your penny to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it officially certified. That's the difference between selling it for a few $100 or a life-changing amount of cash. And if you're wondering where you might find one of these valuable coins, start with your piggy bank, your grandparents' old coin collection, or even a simple trip to your local flea market. I've even heard stories of people getting rare pennies as change at the gas station. Imagine handing over a $1.7 million coin for a pack of gum. Ouch. The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might just be the unsung hero hiding in your change jar. It's incredible how something so small can be worth so much, and now you know exactly what to look for. Before you go diving into your coin collection, do me a favor, hit that like button if you learned something new today, drop a comment if you have any cool coin stories to share, and of course, subscribe for more insider tips on valuable coins. Who knows? The next video might just help you find a coin that turns you into a millionaire. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change. If you love money, history, and the thrill of striking it rich, you're in the right place. You're digging through an old jar of pennies. Maybe it's one you've had sitting around for years. You're about to toss them into the Coinstar machine when suddenly, you spot something different. A simple, worn-looking 1988 D penny. Nothing special, right? Wrong. That little copper coin could be worth a mind-blowing $1.8 million. That's not just gas money, that's buy a house, quit your job, and vacation in the Bahamas money. Stick around, because today, we're diving deep into what makes this 1988 D Lincoln penny so incredibly valuable, how you can tell if you have one, and what to do if you hit the jackpot. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1988 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, as you can tell by the little d right under the date. Now, normally, these pennies are worth, well, a penny. But thanks to a rare and fascinating minting error, one of these bad boys recently sold for a whopping $1.8 million at auction. So what's the deal? It all comes down to something called the FG initials error, short for Frank Gasparo, the guy who designed the reverse of the penny. In 1988, the US Mint was in the process of switching to a new reverse die design for the following year. Some 1988 D pennies were accidentally struck using the 1989 die, creating a subtle but valuable difference. The initials FG on the back of the coin, right by the Lincoln Memorial, are spaced slightly differently compared to the standard 1988 design. Coin collectors and error hunters love anything unique, and this mistake is so rare that only a handful have ever been found in top condition. And when rarity meets demand, boom! You get a $1.8 million penny. Now, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions looking for loose change, let's talk about how to identify if you've got the golden ticket. Grab a magnifying glass. Seriously, this is one of those times where small details matter. Flip your penny over and check the FG initials. If they look slightly different from other 1988 D pennies, meaning they match the 1989 spacing, you might just have hit the numismatic lottery. Condition is everything. The most valuable pennies are in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. If your penny looks like it's been run over by a shopping cart, it's probably not worth millions, but hey, don't lose hope. Even lower-graded versions of this error penny can still fetch thousands of dollars. Now, here's a quick personal story to keep things fun. A friend of mine, let's call him Jake, was absolutely convinced that coin collecting was just for old guys with magnifying glasses. That was until one day when he found an odd-looking 1988 D penny while cleaning out his car. He showed it to me, and I nearly had a heart attack. We checked it under a microscope, and boom, possible error penny. Long story short, he sent it off for grading, and while it didn't hit the $1 million mark, it did sell for a few $1,000s. And let me tell you, Jake is now obsessed with coin hunting. First, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin, even if it looks dirty, can actually lower its value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and put it in a soft cloth or a coin holder. Then, get it checked out by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can tell you if your penny is the real deal and give it an official grade, which determines its value. Before we wrap up, let's talk about the big lesson here. Valuable coins are out there right now, sitting in old jars, junk drawers, and even your spare change cup in the car. The key is knowing what to look for. And that's why you should subscribe to this channel, so you don't miss out on future videos where we uncover more hidden gems worth serious cash. Alright, that's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin before? I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep checking your change, and happy hunting. Alright, folks, let's talk about something that might just change the way you look at pennies forever. You know those little copper coins you casually toss in your car cup holder or ignore on the sidewalk? Well, what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth a staggering $1.9 million? Yeah, you heard me right. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny, a tiny treasure that's turning heads in the coin collecting world. And now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just a penny. But let me ask you this, would you still think that if that penny could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, or heck, even a lifetime supply of tacos? Yeah, I didn't think so. So, buckle up, because this little coin has a big story to tell. Let's kick things off with a little history lesson. The 1952 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in San Francisco, hence the little s mint mark just below the date. This was during the era when pennies were still 95% copper, giving them that rich, classic look we all know and love. And now, at first glance, this penny looks just like any other from the 1950s. But what makes it so special? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and a little bit of luck. While millions of these were made, only a handful exist in pristine condition, and those are the ones that send collectors into a frenzy. One of the biggest factors behind this penny's insane value is its mint state condition. Coin experts use a grading scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being flawless. The 1952 Lincoln penny that recently made headlines was graded at an astonishing MS67+ by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. That's like finding a classic car that's never been driven. The highest recorded auction price for this penny stands at $1.9 million. Yes, a single cent, worth more than a Lamborghini, a beach house, and a first-class trip around the world combined. Imagine pulling that out of your change jar. You'd go from counting pennies to counting millions in a heartbeat. Rare pennies like this become valuable due to demand from collectors. The fewer there are in top condition, the more people are willing to pay. And when a wealthy collector wants it bad enough, the price skyrockets. Now, let me tell you a little personal story. A few years ago, I was going through my grandpa's old coin collection, just out of curiosity. He always had a thing for old coins, and he kept them in this dusty little metal box. As I was digging through, I found a 1952 penny. My heart skipped a beat. Was this the one? The $1 million jackpot? I ran to check it under better light, grabbed a magnifying glass, and no mint mark. Just a regular 1952 penny worth about a few cents. My dreams of instant wealth? Crushed. But hey, it got me hooked on coin collecting, and here we are today, talking about this incredible find. Check your old coin jars, piggy banks, and even that loose change in your couch cushions. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. Look for the mint mark right below the year. If you don't see it, sorry, no jackpot today. But if you think you found one, get it professionally graded. Condition is everything when it comes to value. Keep an eye on auctions and coin shows. Sometimes, valuable coins turn up in the most unexpected places. Join coin collecting forums and Facebook groups. Trust me, these folks know their stuff and can help you determine if you've struck gold, or in this case, copper. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the 1952's Lincoln Wheat penny. If you enjoyed this and want to learn more about hidden gems in your pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune and don't even know it yet. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your change. You never know when you might be holding on to a $1 million penny. See you in the next video.